My ojú ṣe, my ojú ṣe. Oh yeah, ojú ṣe. Sagi over my ojú ṣe. See, if you dey blend the no look for face, I make you back the go. You are welcome.
We have the Nigerians. We have crowd, we have Africans.
A lot of promoters right now, everything you just say right now, they don't even think like that.
They will never think because they are never a promoter.
So that's what is actually going on.
And people need to learn.
There's something that we are missing, and I think part of the thing that I feel like we might be missing is that collaboration.
The likes of like Burna Boy saying, "Okay, I want to do a tour. Oh, Indiana is popping. Let me add Indiana." I've been seeing pictures of people, things going on there.
How are you managing women with your career?
But now go though.
What do we need to do in Indiana?
Everybody move as a unit. If we can establish that.
Most of the things happening in Indiana, it's not actually your passion. People do it just for the money.
True. And for the power too.
Indiana is a center. And if you fly for play, you go pass Indiana.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Living Room Podcast. Today we'll be exploring the strong influence of Afrobeats, specifically in Indiana, the United States of America. But before we proceed into the details and to the conversation, I would also want to introduce the great folks I have on today's episode. Adjacent to me is Prince Ade. You all know Ade as bringing great questions, energy, vibes. Please, a big resounding twirly for Prince Ade.
Thank you for having me.
On the left side of Ade is Mr. Michael. Mr. Michael, we call him Mikolo the bad guy. And you know,
Bado.
we always enjoy his humor. He's the Bado on this team. And we know, obviously, that we can always count on him to ask all of the questions you all shy away from.
Yeah.
Introducing myself, you know I'm just your regular host, Ade.
Regular.
But before we proceed, we have a unique talent in the house today. He has actually conquered the music industry in Indiana. And is beginning to explore different opportunities in Dallas, Atlanta, in DC, and the major clubs across the US. Please, a resounding round of applause for Afro Rose.
Big shout out, Mr. Ade. Big shout out. Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, thank you very much for joining us. And before we go into the details, I just want to give an insight to how big Afrobeats has actually become in Indiana. The workplace, everyone is always nodding up to Wizkid, Davido, Rema, Burna Boy, and I'm just wondering, we have actually created a perception that is really strong. When you think about music, even on the radio stations, it's all about Afrobeats. The collaborations, the singles. And just recently, I was looking at the major sporting events, the Ballon d'Or, the World Cup, the UEFA Champions League. We had Afrobeat showcasing its best.
Even NBA too as well.
So, before we actually go into all of these details, I would want Afro Rose to actually introduce himself and let us know what makes Afrobeat really unique.
Yeah, I'll say one thing that made Afrobeat that makes Afrobeat unique is definitely the originality, of the sound. As Africans, we kind of cherish originality, and that is something that kind of that's like our day to day, our virtue and what we stand by, So having that kind of sound, that is original, from the mother's land, and it combines of different instruments that a lot of people actually single-handedly made from their hands. Now there's technology, there's people making beats, and everything is computerized, but the originality of the sound is definitely something that has made Afrobeat go a long way, and it will still keep rising and definitely go a long way.
Interesting. So are you saying that based on the concept of the originality, I was watching a documentary the other time, And I realized that for Afrobeat itself, it's the 5-beat pattern. Just like we clap in church. And I'm beginning to wonder, if it's the 5-beat pattern, why can't the Western guys replicate it?
So the thing is, if you're not in it, there's this saying: if you're not in it, you cannot know it. So if you have to actually, eat it, you have to sleep it, you have to wake up with it to actually understand, the compatibility of that sound. So, definitely now, it's time to rise. A lot of white folks are even starting to pick it up here and there. People are starting to like definitely, create their own version of Afrobeat. But if you're not actually from, the originality of where the sound is coming from, it's going to be definitely not as, original as it should sound. So that's what I would say as far as that is concerned.
So are you trying to say Afrobeat is basically our experience as an African?
Yes, I would definitely support with that.
It's a spiritual song.
It's spiritual. It is definitely spiritual.
Yeah, I think for what you just said, it's spiritual because it's something that's part of our culture, not because of the way it's being refined right now, the way Burna Boy, Davido, Wizkid fine-tune the sound. But looking way back, for example, I was listening to one of Kiss Daniel's songs, and the only thing it did, that there might be keyboards and some other things to that, but I was able to access what we call bata and gongo on that track. Which is called the single that he dropped 12. But the way it started the music, it shows that there is more originality into it, bringing all our sound together and making it a very unique one. I think Afrobeat is huge from that as well.
Definitely.
Before we go further, we still need to know who is Afro Roll.
Yeah. So Afro Rose is a brand. Afro Rose used to be known as a music producer. I used to be called Drumsticks, as a matter of fact, like way back in the days. I started making beats, I'll say as early as around 13 years old, because then I've always liked, playing the drums, playing some other instruments too. Then I started going to church, and I joined the choir. From then, I just kind of got, familiarizing myself with instruments, and I started making beats, which I learned myself. Actually, nobody actually taught me how to make beats, and I actually started making beats for a long time, working with a couple of A-list artists back then. I'm saying I said like early 2009, 2008, 10, 11, 12. So then I kind of grew up, as a music producer that was really known in the entertainment scene. I used to have my studio then, I would say maybe to 2010, right in front of EP TV in Allen, Ikeja, Lagos.
Great. Shout out to EP
TV. Shout out to EP TV. Yeah, they really be showing love now to the new Afro Rose, because they be playing my songs every time, and I really appreciate EP TV for that, for sure. Yeah, shout out to them. Yeah, so that aside, like that's how I started my music journey, and going now into the future now as Afro Rose, as an artist, in the United States. I started recording myself. As a producer from way back. I'll say I kind of find it easier because that was always my calling, to be singing my own song. Then, I've been writing a couple of songs for different artists too, way back, like Sam Cleve, a couple of like names I don't even have to even call now, but definitely that have impacted their music, down to now that, Afro is a brand that is now like, actually singing for himself, and I would say for the past 1 year, the name Afro has grown usually, from just some people knowing as, okay, someone that transferred his name to Afro some Drumsticks. Now the name is actually sticking with people like, okay, this person is actually good. He knows what he's doing. We want to listen to more of him. And I've been trying to do that for my fans, and it's been going up.
That sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
But I'm beginning to wonder, because back in the days growing up, I'd realized the importance of recording labels. Are you signed to anyone?
So honestly, I've been signed, like over a couple of times, even as a music producer before I started, But at this point of my life, I'm not signed to anybody, because honestly, what you can do independently as an artist, you can actually do the same if you're on the record labels, and it goes vice versa. So you don't really need a record label until when you get to a certain stage that, why I would say that is, most of the record labels out there, if it's not major labels, like, the likes of, we're talking about the likes of, there's a lot of major labels out there, like, I can't just remember off the top of my head right now, but if you're not being signed to a label like Sony, and all those like top major labels, there's no point getting on the label, because you can actually do this is like an advice to artists out there too, though. You can actually do everything yourself. You can promote yourself. You can, work with a manager that you want to work with, employ that manager. You guys are building your things together. As long as, you're able to come up together with the finances and, able to push yourself. But as far as signing, I've been signed, I'll say about 3 times, even going up, to my present stage right now that I'm actually finding myself in.
So indirectly, you're saying that most of these record labels, they're monsters.
Yes, they're definitely monsters. They just want to tear you and take what they can get from you, for sure. So,
Okay, I have a question. Well, record labels is it's a very big thing, that probably an artist is that you're in partnership or you just want to be, under that record label. I know just some of the artists that we have, like the big artists, they have their own record label. They still sign deals with Sony, Empire Music, and the rest. But looking at that, is it because they are trying to go internationally? That's why they're doing that? Or because they just feel like, okay, I think my record label is not giving me what I want. I need that international recognition and I need to move to that process.
Yes, I'll say a lot of them probably find themselves around there because they feel like they have to get signed to, like you said, someone like Sony, and to be able to actually get known out here. Sometimes that's not even the case because a lot of people didn't have to get signed as far as like American artists now to actually blow up, and they actually blow it up, and now those labels are actually after them and going after them. But all of this knowledge, a lot of Afrobeat artists that are actually big actually know this. So most of them believe that okay, they have to get signed to a major label before they can blow up out here, and that is, I would say, is the major definite thing that is making them get signed, like getting signed to like labels that are out here, because they feel like they have to sign to a label out here before they can actually spread their music around. So yes,
Is there any consequence getting yourself signed to big record label like that?
So as far as what he said, as far as like maybe partnering, I won't say there's like long term, bond or something. But if you're signing a record deal, like, and they're making that this is a record deal, I think in the longer run, most artists regret it, like from experience.
Yeah, we've seen stories, or we heard stories, and we've seen people coming out saying all that.
So my other question is, I know we've asked them, but I have a very quick question. And what inspired you moving from a producer to an artist to start singing? Because we have a lot of producers, just like we have Fields, we have Davido from producing to,
and we also have a lot of church boys.
Yeah, like that. So what has inspired you to feel like I produce this beat? I feel I can voice on it. I feel I can get something lucrative from this with this beat that I did myself. What inspired you from doing that?
Okay, first of all, I'll say big shout out to someone like Fields. Fields is my old boy from way back. This has been a long while. So like, I'll say the big change I'll say that actually occurred was, okay, I've been a producer for a while. I've been writing a lot of songs for a lot of artists. So I've always believed in my craft, and I know that definitely that time will come, that window will come when you have to change yourself, your sound. And I know a lot of producers actually also have this in the back of their mind, even if that's not what they're actually going for. They know deep down their mind that they can sing, because you actually need to understand music first before you can make music. So that is very, very important.
Wow. That sounds really interesting.
Let's
take it a step further. Okay. You've talked about talents, which all of us we dance to. There's also the business part to it.
True.
We enjoy the music, but if we bring it back home here in Indiana, can any Afrobeat artist break even? Because what we've seen is that when these folks, when they come to Yankee, Indiana is like
passing by.
No, they don't just come to Yankee.
It's just passing by.
I always say this, and believe me, this is story.
Yeah.
It's basically you picking a passenger. You carry passenger maybe from
Oshodi to
Oshodi. You dey go Obalende. You stop for Shomolu. Say, make I just collect that change before I head to. Why is it happening in Indiana? We've never had any A-list artist
and I'm just curious.
that feels okay. Indiana should be a stop.
True.
For me, no. They have to just come, pick up what they want to pick up. I know what he's trying to say, but why is this happening to Indiana?
Yeah. I think the thing with that is because, first of all, there's a lot of like issues actually going around that.
Yeah, this podcast is for us to break that issue down because we want to liberate Indiana. We want artists to say, "Hey, I have a show. I'm using National Museum Stadium downtown.
Lucas Stadium.
10,000. Lucas Stadium. 20,000.
And it should
That's
be
what we want to
happening.
do.
It should be happening because many other states, even that is close to us.
The only artist back
Detroit,
then that was
it's
about to
happening.
do that was the video before COVID.
Yeah.
And you were, yes.
And
Now I
you're
remember
supposed to
you
play there
actually
too,
meant
right?
to be artist there
Yeah.
before the COVID.
Yeah. I was meant to perform with them. I think the thing that happened 2019. There was 2019. There was a little bit, light in Indiana, whereby A-list artists from Nigeria, they were starting to think like, okay, Indiana is where we can actually do something. And I'll say that big shout out to Shola Kalakuta for sure. I have to always say that because he did a lot of like things back then, being the likes of Ricardo, the likes of Two-Face, CDBR, the likes of Tenny. Then that kind of like thing started bringing.
But let me ask you a question. Calling
Yeah.
Techno, calling Tenny.
Yeah.
Do we really have a good club setting? Or stage?
So
for
as
this
far
guy?
as that, back to what I was trying to say at first, though, the reason why that like you're right for saying that is because when it comes to a concert, I don't think we have that kind of club. Definitely, I don't think any promoter that want to bring a concert here will want to go to a club first of all. But the reason why those clubs has to go in first, like clubs, festivals, all those things has to go in because those things that will not bring the major stuffs, the likes of like Burna Boy is saying, "Okay, I want to do a tour. Oh, Indiana is popping. Let me add Indiana." I've been seeing pictures of things going on there.
So one of my questions is that, fine, I remember if I'm not mistaken, 2019, when Kizana came to Indiana, I can't remember that place. They used one place like that in Indiana here, and Kizana did not post anything.
No,
He didn't do anything.
Yep.
Then you shop 3 shops.
Yeah, something like that.
Together.
And Kizana left. I remember vividly. He left Indiana to Missouri or Mississippi?
Mm-hmm.
A very standard place.
Even
when Kizana was doing rehearsal,
Yeah.
he was posting.
posting
He's
on
still
that.
on. If you go to Kizana's page today, he's still on his
Nah,
page.
still waiting.
But he came to Indiana. We did
No
not see anything.
So that one though. That
Is it
one,
promoter? My
that
question
one, I was
is
gonna
it
say, yeah,
promoter
yeah, that one
that's
is
not
promoter.
keeping that, or they're trying to make the money
No,
themselves? Or not?
I don't think it's promoter to me.
Who brings artists? Let's start with that question. Who brings artists?
Okay,
If artists
Say
want to come, who brings them?
promoter can say he wants to bring an artist.
Okay.
But if the artist sees no vision in that place, I will never go. I don't care how much you want to pay me.
So I would say it's promoter a little bit. Why I
Okay.
say it's promoter is because there's a way like things build up. Like if something wants to happen, it won't just happen overnight. It has to build up like a tempo. Then every other thing will start happening easily. Like,
Challenge.
yeah. So if it is a show of a Kiss Daniel, like definitely the promoter should be smart enough to know that this song like Kiss Daniel. If I want him to post something like this or partake in something like this, I need to do it in a venue that even him would appreciate it. So I would say something like that. We don't have enough of that in Indiana, or people that are like enlightened like that to know that that's how things should go.
So are you saying that the people that live in Indiana, they are not ready to explore and experience the true Afrobeats?
I would say to an extent, maybe because we are not together enough to understand, each other and understand, the right things to do. Like we understand the right people that should be, put in certain places. I think that's one of the major things that's going there. Everybody just wants to take the front row and say, "Oh, because I don't put money down, Amigas they do." But sometimes it doesn't go like that. Bring it back to when I was even in Lagos. You see the people even putting down the funds. They are not even putting their face out on the show. Mm-hmm. They're giving it to like event planners that actually understand that event planning, like components in sense of like, okay, what to do, what time you should do this, what time you should not do this. All those things are very, very important because that's the only way to grow.
Yeah.
Because the likes of having a stage in Indiana, we have the stage.
Yes.
But the only problem I foresee is a lot of people want to bring a stage to the west side. We can actually take this stage to downtown.
Yep.
We have a proper, even in the west side, we have some proper clubs. on the west side, but it doesn't belong to African.
Yep.
So these places are places that we can actually rent for our artists to come, and they will feel like this is like being in the likes of Dallas or Atlanta.
True.
And it to be there in the west side. But I know, like you said, yes, I will actually blame some promoters because they like these 3 shops together thinking it's a club. That's not a club. No be club at
And
all.
I think the
Now
thing
shops.
also is that they don't know. That's the issue. They don't know like the things like that exist. Okay, in sense of like there's someone I'm working with now. He's like a stylist. His name is Troy Oliver. He's here in the city. Like he was telling me about like a couple of like event places. Like we can even have a show in the State House. Even something like that. Even me, I didn't know.
Yeah.
And I'm actually finding out that we can actually have an event like, and it's
In the
not even
State House.
expensive.
Yeah,
like,
it's expensive.
Even just
Yeah.
very cheap.
Yeah.
Like, and people don't even know this. Like a lot of things like that. Like that is even going on in the city. Like a lot of venues, but they don't know and they don't care to want to know because they just believe like it's all about their knowledge and that's how it
And
has
what
to
they
go.
know. I think one of the things that we have, at in general. But like I said, let's not just say only Nigerian artists, Afro-Indian artists. You have other African countries, Ghana, Tanzania, good artists, good guys coming up too. Not only just us as Nigerian, we are not seeing our artists. Even Ghanaians too are not seeing their artists here too. Tanzania people, they're not seeing their artists here too because there's something that we are missing. And I think part of the thing that I feel like we might be missing is that collaboration in terms of, we should not say, I want to do it all myself.
True.
And go and collect 2 shops and join together and say, I'm an artist.
That's now our best club with that.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like we're looking at the finance side to it, but if we tone it down a bit, how are you managing women with your career?
But now go though. I go there if you see her roll like this. So I've just been like puzzling, with my puzzle around because I got a wife and good family, and definitely I don't want to jeopardize that. I got like definitely like a lot of women out there too. Reaching out some inboxes, but you need to use your head.
Slide into your DM.
You need to
The
use
way
your
you're
head.
sounding, it sounds like your wife is your social media manager.
She's close.
Yeah.
She's my.
That's the so she can see your DMs. You can hit slide into your DM.
They will reply them, say, okay, what's up?
That's good. That makes sense.
Yep.
But then when we look at all of this, we've identified some problems. We've talked about what the key causes are. What is the solution? How can we improve Afrobeats in Indiana?
That's a big question because this is something like I know a lot of people like have been trying to do. Like I think the first thing is togetherness. Like everybody needs to be together.
I want to do it though.
Do you know what I have
Like
a quick
that-
one, like what Adi just mentioned now?
Yeah.
Do you know that if you look at it in Indiana, we have about 5 universities in Indiana. 5. That if you
So the
push
demographic-
fires,
Hold
the
on.
demographic works for us.
I swear.
I still feel it's not actually about demographic. It's about who is ready to pay and who is ready to drive that distance. Bro, we've been to Dallas. We've been to Atlanta. How long did it take you from where you lodged to where you went out?
It took me 45 minutes.
Dallas took me
Just
1 hour.
well, Indiana, what will get? Are they willing to drive that distance and come back 3 a.m. and not be scared of police?
No, the good thing is, if there is the after hours,
But
then
do
it
we
will make
have
going out
that?
really fun.
But we don't.
But Indiana can be still till 3 o'clock, right? There's some club in Indiana that's close 3 o'clock.
The last time we were in Atlanta, after 3,
You know,
We
you
still,
can stay
we
up-
still went
Then the
you can
after
stay
hours.
an happy hour still.
so you go just explain wetin dey happy about
Tell me that say you can stay in Atlanta, you can stay till 3 a.m. Then after 3 a.m. you can still stay till 12.
Yes, it's true.
noon.
No. At least Atlanta, we finished the club from 12 to like 3.
Yeah.
And there was a club starting 3 o'clock.
Yeah, 3 a.m. Yeah.
Yep.
3 a.m. to like 7.
7 a.m.
So we left from 3 from one club to another club in Atlanta. We know that can never happen
Yeah.
because a lot of people for Indiana, they won't go Ozu, then get night shift, then get morning shift. So a lot of people won't be able to do that. So forget that Indiana for that part. But it's still something we need to do. We have the Nigerians, we have crowd, we have Africans. It's not just Africa. The way Afrobeats, when it comes to Nigerian artists, everybody listens to it. Probably the problem is people are thinking, oh, if I take it to East Side, who's going to buy my ticket?
Do you know how crazy the Caribbeans are for the video?
Bro, it's not actually about Caribbeans. Whites. African Americans.
All of them.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
the major
so
thing
It's crazy.
is awareness. That's what we
Yeah.
have to first like kind of tackle. Like even to go to those universities, have like certain people assigned. Like okay, if you're okay, there's an Afrobeat show or something about Afrobeat going on. You go to these universities, make them aware. You know, connects with them. All these
Yeah.
things are very important because those are things that will now build up to having success in those kind of shows.
Yep.
Whereby they'll be even glad to want to come out because they feel like okay, I feel comfortable. I know these people. Like they actually even bringing someone like Davido or someone like. So that's how we kind of like would boil it up.
Yeah, while we're talking about that,
Yeah.
something came to mind. Indiana seems to be the only place where you pay to enter a club.
Yeah, so.
Why is it so?
Yeah, so.
I don't know.
Why do you have to pay $20?
Like, because
How many clubs did you go to in Atlanta? No gate fee.
yeah, if you're saying you want to promote this gen, like
True.
Afrobeats,
I think
Why do I
I
have
think
to
there was
pay
one club we went
to
to in
experience
Dallas.
it?
In Dallas
In
last
Dallas.
year. That Uka club that we went
Yes,
to.
okay, in Dallas, we paid in Dallas.
We had to pay in Dallas.
We paid, I
at
guess,
that-
$10.
Yeah, $10 thereabout.
In Dallas.
Uka.
But I can tell you, it's crazy. Even in Dallas, with your $10, you know the service you got. In Indiana, for $20, you go see somebody come beg you for a drink.
bro. I was in a club in Bronx, New York. It's called Selecto. I did pay, but I can assure you, when they see Nigerians, they know Odogu.
Exactly.
They know Odogu. Like the music, everything changed,
Yeah.
and you will feel it.
There was a time.
But DJs here are also not helping.
Yeah.
Really?
Ali, I remember, Mike, if you remember vividly, I think 2020 during COVID time, 19, I think Red Room, you've been to Red Room
Red
before. Red Room doesn't play Afrobeat.
Yes.
That time, as at that time, Burna Boy broke into that limelight. Davido is already there. They always play Davido, if. Then Whiskey dropped his own song too as well. And Red Room was, I know, what's this place? Is it
Casbah.
Casbah
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
That one is always playing
Regular
after.
Nigerian,
But
yeah.
Red Room always play like white song, these South
the
American
African,
song.
yeah.
But they feel like and Nigerians are coming, Africans are coming to this club, and we'll go there. We'll tell the DJ, we'll demand, guy, play Afrobeats, $20, play Afrobeats. With that $20, he's going to play back-to-back song, play all the artists. What we're gonna play Whiskey, play Davido, play Burna Boy. He's going to play everything they go.
I feel now the strategy we use for party with that. If we go party, anything we want make it happen, you go tip the server, the DJ.
Yeah,
the
because-
No,
Really
now the
bad.
same disease we will carry from Nigeria. I ain't carry us.
We carry
Everybody corrupt.
But
now.
because
DJ self
I
corrupt.
think because apart from if you look at that aspect of maybe corruption, let's leave that. But it's I think for me, from my own perception, is like a passion of something that we feel like we love. Because if you love something, you go for it. Even though it's going to make you pay double for it, you go for it. And that's the way I see it when it comes to Afrobeat. If you're in a club, except you know that this DJ is crazy. Like that DJ in Atlanta. That DJ in Atlanta, that guy na crazy guy.
Yeah.
That place na circle. Now around like this, all of us just dey side. So there are some people who say they know what to do. But there are some that you just want to make sure that okay, play this song for us to move, for us to just have fun and enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
we need a lot of that awareness too in Indiana, apart from the DJ aspect. But that thing of bringing an artist to say, I'm leaving Nigeria, I want to come and do show and I want to sell 10,000 seats. We need that. We need the promoter. And I think it's coming from it's coming from that promoting thing.
Let's see, maybe we can start. I used to have a club. I used to have a lounge. I also feel something I always say to people is I've seen the promoters here. I've seen shops that they call clubs here. I'll always be saying it.
Our shop, our
Shops.
2-bedroom
See,
shop.
it's shops. They will take like 2-3 shops, turn them to club. Fine. Even if we have that, what I'm still, like you said, a lot of people thinking I want to break this ground. Nobody won't lose money. And like he mentioned, for you to break that ground, take your loss. Be behind the scene. See, there's difference between you being the sponsor and being the logistic manager and being the now you they drive the artist. Now you want take
So one thing
snap.
you should know is
Now you
that-
want take Snapchat say that me bring this artist come.
Nigerians are not wired to be venture capitals. Like at every point we invest, we want to actually reap.
Yeah, we want to make
that's
something
fair.
out of it real
That's
quick.
fair.
So you don't want to be a
But
forerunner.
somehow though, somehow like you meet some people like they don't really care. They just after success. They just be successful.
Are you sure in this Indiana?
No, not in this Indiana. I'm not saying. I'm not saying.
My pain is in Indiana.
I didn't mention something. We've talked about the
That's
problem,
it.
but we've not talked about the solution. And part of the solution that just came to my head right now, it's what you mentioned. We need to sensitize our people if there are shows. I know some people doesn't want to come out.
You get budget.
No, but calm down first. You never get what they try to talk.
In Regina Princeton.
Not be even about the budget thing. It's about say, okay, oh, Afros they come Indiana. Davido they come Indiana. Make it not even be Davido. Make it. I remember Afros. If you remember the time where Ricardo Bands come, bro. That's the last time I've been to Kalakuta because they throw tear gas and I said I no go reach there again. That my own be that. So I was there and I could sense it that people turn around. Not only just Nigerians, and that was the only show that I would say I've been to.
See, wait,
in
hold on,
Indiana.
hold on. If they talk about people turning around, did the guy post it?
Ricardo Band,
No.
he no post anything.
So you know why? You know why? Because this place
Said it
this
too.
place is as big as Kalakuta. It's actually having like 50, 60 people inside this place. If you're having a party, how you go feel? You will say yes, people
no,
turned
you know
up.
post time or people turn
People
around.
turned up.
Shall you
But
perform
the
that
fact,
night now?
the
You
reason,
perform that night.
you know,
Yeah.
let me
You
tell
are
you, he
intimacy
performed
song.
that to me. So
Yeah.
I see
Yeah.
the video.
Yeah.
But the fact is, what I'm trying to say is, see, I'm going to put myself in this artist show. I want to turn around, take my phone, and do a Snapchat.
Definitely.
And see that light. I'm on top of the stage, and people are down. If I don't have that feeling, believe me, I no go post them.
Which is
I,
true.
I get you. Shey now the reason why this A-listed artists, because I'm watching the rain now, everybody get conversation.
No, A day, B day, C day.
Now why did they still song from the upcoming?
Oh yes.
No. I dey go through Apple Rose social media.
Okay.
I still saying they call out Casey.
Okay.
I can't wonder. Like saying and Casey they in room, they live together.
That matter now, spiritual matter.
Yeah, so I want to ask you and Casey. Now don't do collaboration before because when I go through your social media, the same song. Now the waiting Casey you talk say in replicates. Now I want to ask you self when you sample am, I be too often a sample am from somewhere.
So
Who first dropped the song?
Yeah.
No, now me first drop the song.
Now you first
Na
drop
me
the song?
Yeah.
Okay.
I dropped the song. I think like 4 months later, say.
Okay.
Or 5
4
months later.
months before he
Before
Before
Casey
he
can
dropped his own song.
Yeah. So that matter just funny because now one of my friends just called me say, yo, mo, I just hear one song now. Casey just dropped one song. That song they sound like your song.
Who produced the song?
I think it was one of Casey's.
No,
boys.
who produced?
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of my boy. He's in Nigeria though. He just sent me the beat.
And you sure say no be him trade that song for
Trade
favor?
the beat, give because is it the beat Casey sample or the
the
song.
lyrics.
I listen
The
to
lyrics
the
on
song.
the
lyrics of the
lyrics,
song,
yeah.
which they call him
Now replica.
no
Valentino.
this guy call him one thing.
Valentino. He say
Yeah,
Valentino.
This guy call
The
him
same thing too.
This guy they call him one thing. What be this our senior man for industry?
Wala.
No be Wala. Blackface call him one thing. Say if somebody use your sample, your melody. It's like it sounds like a melody,
Yeah, it's
right?
intellectual
property too
yeah,
as well. So, like I just said, was your song registered?
Yes, my song was registered, definitely. And I think what actually happened with that case, maybe he just came across the song, maybe on EP TV or one of those MTV bays or something when the video was playing. I just got stuck to him, and sometimes you say you don't go know what you do, you just they sing, you don't go know say this I don't before.
Did you reach out to him?
Yes, I tried to reach out to his management, and they didn't really respond back to me. And I think for some reason they knew like there was probably fire on the mountain, and they just kind of switched up, plans on the song they was promoting at that moment. So
no wonder we know hear the song again.
Yes,
So they didn't
that's
promote
right.
the song.
No, they don't
I didn't really
promote
see that song out.
Because
Because
that
the
song
song
just
dey
came
outside.
out, yeah. I don't see the song. And the question is that like your guy, your producer, we produced that song for you for Nigeria. Did you ask him if probably he misplaced his laptop or?
So I know it cannot be from him because I recorded myself. Because the way I kind of work, I'm like, I get beats from people. If I'm not producing the beats, when I'll not kind of put the beats on my own studio, like stems, listen to it, and over time I'll record, and I'll export it out, then mix and master, then I'll release it.
You master your beats yourself too?
Yeah, sometimes I mix and master my stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So, but as far as this one is concerned, I think he probably seen the video online in one of those TV stations or something, then it got stuck to him. But
Probably because since say the America.
No,
That's
I would
what
also
everybody's
think
saying
that-
too.
I would
You know,
also-
because
Because
in
I'm not
America,
hearing the song, and
your
I'm not
distance
seeing,
far.
he doesn't even post the song on Instagram.
That's how I
or
say
his
the
Instagram or
song. The
anything.
song don't even.
And the
get
funniest thing,
there.
I saw him a day before he dropped the song. That was when he came to
He came to Indiana.
Yeah, he came to Indiana then. He came to Indiana, Miami Gardens. A night before, the next day, I saw he drop a song. I was like, what?
Did you play at Miami Gardens?
That day, no. I didn't play at Miami Gardens.
Okay, you
that
didn't
day.
perform that night.
No,
then?
not that night. Yeah.
But the
Okay,
thing-
but I think it's a good thing. Sorry to cut you short. I
No,
think
go
it's
ahead.
a good thing that our so-called A-list
Fee copy.
is still tracked from you, which means that you're doing something right.
Right.
yeah.
If we assume and we can confirm that of the truths, you own it. Right?
Yeah.
I want us to be careful.
Don't worry. I
Yeah.
own it.
I know he owned the song. Is it a Valentino song now? Valentino.
Like, it came over.
Yeah.
Because when I record, I'll just get in the studio. I can record 10 songs on one beat if I'm in the mood. I can record 20 songs. That song, I just go in the studio, record it. I dropped that song 2 years after I even recorded it. Funny enough, 2 years after. I have some songs in my system right now, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. If I release right now, even my new song, Don't Call, Run My Waist, was recorded like 2 years ago, 3 years.
From my was recorded 2 years ago.
Yeah, I have some songs that I even recorded recently. I've not even think of dropping. I'll probably drop for the next 1, 2 years, 3 years. So definitely, he stole that song from me. That one, don't worry.
And that was going to my next question. Like, what's the project you're working on right now? And
So-
what should we expect from the brand Afro Rose?
Yeah, at this time, I'm trying to work on an album, like a album, but the album will be featuring a lot of A-list artists from Nigeria, and which is something I was even reaching out to someone like Casey for with that whole issue. We can definitely collaborate. Definitely, there's a lot of songs we can do together, and I see him as a legend. Any day, anytime. I still respect him, but that probably wasn't the right way to go out with things. I probably should have reached out to or something. But that one on the corner, and I have plans of working with likes of a lot of people in the corner, but I don't want to call names. But Roga,
No name. No. We don't need. We want see the album.
We want to see the album.
Because I wanted to ask that, and again, like, I know you must have approached a lot of, you've been traveling around. Sometimes if all these artists are around, you want to travel there. Even if you want to perform, you just want to meet them backstage.
Yeah.
Has there been any opportunity from any of them to show, listen to your music and, showing you love,
Yeah.
to tell you that, oh, you're on the right path, or they've tried to just feel like, okay, let me link up with you to
yeah,
just
I'll say
create
big
something
shout out to
together.
the likes of Runtown, likes of Techno. They show support anytime, and I've been privileged
Techno,
to be
right?
around. Yeah, Techno.
Techno?
I'm privileged to be
And who
around-
again?
And Runtown.
Oh, Runtown.
And I'm
Runtown.
privileged to be around
Good
them, and I
artist.
see the way they kind of go about with things. It's so pure in nature, and big shout out to Techno, definitely, and definitely I have plans to put like a lot of like Afrobeat artists from Nigeria this time on the album I'm trying to release.
So, are you going to Nigeria for that? Or
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to Nigeria for that. Also.
And there's this question a lot of artists try to shy away from, just like sportsmen. What do you think is the lifespan of a typical artist, Afrobeat artist?
I would say that we haven't known yet, though, because some people have proved to be like even way longer than people say. 20 years. People say 20 years. Some people say 10 years. But the likes of Wizkid is already going, and they're still going, and they'll keep going. As long as you know what you're doing.
No,
I'm
you
actually
get one
going
person.
somewhere.
You
Funny
get one
enough.
person.
My question, please, I did go somewhere. And I know you want to avoid this because you don't want him to come after you. But last year, was it last year or 2 years ago? I live in the zoo. I'm in the zoo.
You guys say you know where I won't go. Finish.
He came up with that track, Zazu. And everybody had a feeling that after this guy will not survive with all the old controversy. But the guy has been able to utilize the media very well. bad, good coverage is good media for me. But do you think, based on that strategy, is it that he's just lucky or he's very strategic?
So I need to be honest with you. I think people just kind of look at Portable because he has that, local background, his sound. Portable is actually a very talented artist. That I have to definitely put that out there because there's something about music. Like, it's not about the way your lyrics, the way you sing. Sometimes you need to understand like the diversity, able to switch from different kind of sound, able to, know what the market is trying to strategize with. All those things is what makes an artist like an artist. So for someone like Portable, I think he's so smart that he knows, what the market definitely needs.
I'll tell you one funny thing about Portable. Portable, one of his track. I can remember the lyrics. Come out your eyes for churchy money. Now pastor get I was thinking one day and somebody said, so you listen to Portable? I said, that guy is a therapy for me.
Right?
He's a therapy. Like the question he asked at first, do you see Portable staying in this industry for more than, I know where I'm going and I know where I'm going. What are you going to use to back
That's a tricky
it up?
question.
For more than 5 years. Do you see him? Because he mentioned something. He says some people said they are man of the year.
Yeah.
But in own, every day now in here.
Well,
Every day, wherein they wake up now in here. So do you see him at that point going beyond where people thought that, Portable just last year, you could cool down, or you could die down, but could die down. This year, 2023, is still running race.
Well,
December 26th, all of my 4 chats will go challenge. So, like you said, it's very creative, but like they always they thought, they say, now madness, you go take potter.
well,
The guy use madness take potter because if you keep quiet, they go down. We're not going to
you
win
go
Portable
survive,
again. So we don't, and that's one of the challenge we people they face for industry. Like you said when we started with the issue of record label thing, there are some artists that they are keeping quiet because they don't want to offend their boss, their record label boss or anything, and they just mentally they're down. Depression. I was listening to this guy. Is it Hot Kids Fire? I don't know.
yeah, he was out here too. Like
He was there too?
Yeah, he was in
Wow.
Indiana. Yeah.
I was watching him on Instagram, EP TV, and they asked him questions around that is hit song, Oya Sopotilo. When the guy mentioned how they created that song and he's not collecting something from that song, I was shocked.
Bro, that on social media,
So at the end of the day,
I don't believe that word.
based on
But it's possible. Yeah, it's possible. There's some people that they will release major single that single that actually blow them is not what they got the money from. For it, it's possible.
Yeah.
My name no dey there.
Yeah,
When they put him back, they put him back. Same thing to this guy, but this guy kept quiet. This guy said he was under depression.
Wow.
He was under depression. Go and listen to the guy's story. So many things going on in our industry, in Afrobeat industry. We know people are making limelight, making good things out of it. But if people are coming out to say, we won't help you, let them help you and register that for you. Not because of what they want to see, because they want to be like the frontier to promote you or to push you out there. At the end of the day, you feel like, because you are so anxious, you feel like, man, somebody don't try to raise me or make I just push myself there. Or at the end of the day, you put all your effort, you don't get one error. This guy came out too. Ola Debs talked about his song, the La Cuculala that he sang years back, that he didn't see $1.
No. We've said it from the beginning of the podcast. We said it. We said, what did he say? They are monsters again.
The record labels.
Record label, bro.
yeah, because when we were talking, and there was one question that in my mind, there was no way we would end this episode without asking that question. I saw a post. Was it Charlie Poppy or somebody? She not true say music money na ritual money.
If you come, Baba, it pass ritual.
Baba, ritual, footballer, musician. Now ritual money now.
Baba, it pass ritual safe.
Check them now.
Now every night.
Oh yeah, Charlie Pop says that money pass it to your money.
Lyrics now for Charlie Poppy lyrics. Talk on now. I reach your money.
So the thing really passed.
He really passed, but
And which Afro
I
I
don't enter like if maybe say you don't
Now, which
enter
Afro stock now?
100 million streams, so you don't enter.
One hit song, we just eat like this.
I
Bam.
say I never decide on my career.
No.
It's not too late.
I don't dey do beat for house now. You know, bad. It's not too late for me.
Yeah, but big shout out to everyone on this episode. Like it was great conversation.
Definitely.
We were able to actually explore Afrobeats, the opportunities in the US specific to Indiana, how we can actually grow Afrobeats in Indiana. And we're really excited. Thank you very much to Afro Rose for making this episode really interesting.
For sure.
Thank you for the insights you've created. And yes, Hadi, do you have anything to close up?
Well, thank you, Afro. We appreciate it. Thanks, Adi.
Thank you for calling me on.
We hope and we pray that Afrobeat in Indiana is going bigger. But make all the promoter, may they go calm down. May they come together.
We never get
collaborate.
We never get promoter.
May we come together, collaborate together. I don't need to come do them, but may they collaborate together. Think of where they go make things standard.
Yeah. They need to stop being remoters.
Yes, they need to stop all this
wait.
Controlling.
How you want actually organize mega shows when they do industry night? I hear say that they fight.
They fight now. They fight for industry night. Now fight
No disrespect though, but that industry night definitely
was
one
horrible, Abi.
Like, I need to be honest.
Horrible.
To the organizers of that, I told them to that.
I know. So we
need to do better.
close this chapter.
They need to do better.
We close this chapter.
We never
Well,
close
the fact is, like you're mentioning, we still lack planning.
Yeah.
We've said it from the beginning. A lot of people are going into this industry because of the money. Mm-hmm. Okay, if I put $50,000,
How much I want to collect back?
how much I want to collect back?
Yeah, true.
People no look to build something that will last them for a lifetime.
Exactly.
Because I've always been saying it. If I get the money today, I'll bring those artists. If you bring one artist, even if I can't go downtown, local stadium, anywhere, and I make loss, but at least my loss no be like 100%.
You don't register something.
I
So
register
you bring
something
the
that this
artist.
guy brought, and with the crowd, that same artist will go back and talk about their presence. Man, Indiana done the boom. Oh.
What?
Now they put them for tour.
They collect
Every tour we know they see Indiana.
The video don't list 2024 tour. Indiana no day. Kizane, Indiana
They
no
don't
day.
register.
Wizkid, Indiana no
They
day.
say we no get crowd. They say we no go pay. Sorry, no be. I
know
get
they
the
pay.
story. They say we no they pay. But if na Tumba, we go pay.
No, if they bring Saheed Osupa or Pasoma now, they go pay. They go go.
Because they no need.
They will go
stadium.
watch
They
am.
no need
But
close
people
friends.
if he pay deal, Indiana gets even
No. That's
African
the
basketballers,
misconception.
sportsmen.
Yes, now.
That's why we say we need that
Artists dey
planning.
pay sana,
Yeah.
all those places.
If you won't bring artists, if you won't give yourself time, give yourself like 6 months.
Yeah. We need people to plan.
Promote yourself for 6
Yeah, there
months.
should
No go promote
always
yourself
be
1 month. Say
marketing
techno they
budget.
come.
Definitely.
Anything you're doing, just like you produce a great movie, if you don't have a marketing budget,
Everything will die down.
Yeah.
it's gonna be like a flop. So I think that's
So
something we need to
the
consider.
point is that Adi, my question still go back to what do we need to do in Indiana to get all these artists to come to this state?
We'll go talk to them.
No, I don't think. I think the next thing is
Indiana is a center.
Create
And if you dey
ourselves.
fly for plane, you go pass Indiana. If you
Create
dey go
ourselves.
by road, you go pass Indiana.
create ourselves togetherness, like that kind of like togetherness spirit, like create it like a bond. Then everybody move as a unit. If we can establish that, I think.
So instead of having like it's
Different
People,
promoters.
different
different promoters, yeah.
all come
And
together,
then they beat
together.
themselves.
One
If one
single
promoter
budget,
bring one person, he go beat himself.
Then the
then-
people,
So it makes sense to be
you know what
to
they do
actually-
say?
yes, be 10% of a great success than 100% of
exactly
failure.
what is going on.
I get you.
Exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
We go reach there.
Yeah.
This podcast go actually open their eye. Maybe I will join them. Maybe I will be their team.
We need you, abeg.
No, I'm dead serious. If I have the money tomorrow, that's my number one thing. I want to have.
No, we've talked
a
about this
proper-
thing
I've
way
always been
back,
saying
way
it.
back. We went to one
my
talk for
dream
this
in
thing now.
Indiana. I was still saying is to have a proper standard club. We don't have it. You want to be able to bring an artist and have after hour and let that person come to your club and see your club and say, "Oh, this is club." You will make a loss. I have a lounge. I made loss for like 6 months.
I think the key word there is collaboration.
Yeah.
That would solve
even if you know if you collaborate, like we said from the beginning, even if you know if you collaborate, a lot of people wants to be the logistic manager. Now me drop money. Now me go carry the artist for airport. Now me go take Snapchat. Now me bring and come. See, we don't need all those things. I can drop money and I make sure that every resource is actually on ground. So you have a different person, be the manager, be the logistic, be this one. You don't have to be there, like you said from the beginning. Be behind the scene. But people will know you that you are the promoter, you are the one that brought this person. But you don't have to be everywhere. So a lot of the problem, what would they get? They say, now you could be, like I said, until I might not decide to collaborate with anybody. If I know the right thing to do, just know the right thing to do. Plan it very well.
Yeah, I think what you said is
And
still like
understand that
collaborating
place.
too, though.
Collaborating with,
like
awareness too is part of it because
those people, other people you are paying, you're still collaborating with.
yeah,
them. You're not, like,
I'm
trying to
paying
be-
them for
Yeah.
their job.
Exactly.
But I'm
No,
not
you
going to
pay them,
collaborate with other promoters that feel they are promoter, but no, they are only trying to enrich their own pocket.
awareness too is part of it.
Because I don't want to drop 10,000 to you, and I'll tell you, say 10,000 me, well, for me $15,000. So
Honestly,
awareness
I would
is
like
part
to.
of it, bro. Awareness is
I
part
think
of it.
you actually
Look at
right.
this lady's show.
You're right to an extent.
This lady show that is coming up in next year. The show is coming up November 3rd next year.
You're saying Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift, and they've been planning the show since
that's exactly
late
what
December
we
last
need.
year, this year.
That's exactly what we
If
need.
you go on Taylor
Yeah,
Swift,
even on Airbnb right now, like
Baba,
you need to
everything
actually
closing
like
in.
book
1,000 per night.
stays
1,000
for
per
the date of
night.
that show.
Yeah,
It's about
1,000 per
$1,000.
night.
That's exactly what we need.
Yeah.
We need
Seats.
all those
There are some
planning.
seats at Lucas Stadium. $5,000. When I went online, I saw it.
The
I
fact,
look at
the
it,
fact
wow.
they say we no one drop
Taylor
money.
Swift.
Our return has to be like immediate. If I'm investing for an artist to come and I'm going to make it big, and I'm planning for a whole 1 year, that means I don't already drop that investment, 150,000 or so. I don't even pay the artist. I no cent. I don't plan everything. What is it? It's actually about advert, promo, everything, billboard. People go they say, I'm say, oh, in the next 6 months, one artist they come, and you now list even our own local artists with the Indiana ground, bring them all together with this. Say,
There'll
nah,
be foot soldiers. Like
that's
I'm
the
gonna
major.
show you
That's
because
not like collaborating with everybody.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. A lot of promoters right now, everything you just say right now, they don't even think like that.
they will never think because they are never a promoter.
So that's what is actually going on.
I don't tell them for time. They are
They collect
never
from
a promoter.
promoter.
Yeah?
They collect from promoter. They collect from promoter. Make I go collect from. Maybe make
So
a session of
because people need to learn.
Yeah.
I still jokingly I said this in today. I said most of the things happening in Indiana, it's not actually your passion. People do it just for the money.
True.
The mechanic will get for Indiana, there no be mechanic from Nigeria. Oh.
And for the power too. Some people just want to show you that
Yes.
I'm stronger than I don't
Yes
I don't
now. Two promoters they argue, so I can bring a better artist more than you.
for you. It happens.
So many
For
things.
Uche place.
Yeah.
Two promoter.
Yeah.
They don't say okay, exactly what you're saying. We should collaborate with each
Instead
other.
of them to come
You be
together,
promoter.
bring the
Let's join
effort,
force.
bring the money together, and bring the artists. Now they argue between ourselves. Say,
I
will
rather
bring
lose
person
5,000. Make both of us lose for 5,000.
Doesn't make sense.
Than for only me to lose everything. So because if both of them now come together, I swear it's going to build this city.
Yeah.
But a lot of people know. People want that power. So I would rather have my power and pay that. I would rather use that power what I get. Pay people. Then I'll be behind the scene. But people will respect me. Even people no go know say I make loss. But people will respect me for that initiative. Or putting this our artists in a bigger ground. No be shops.
yeah, interesting. So like we've gone over an hour having a great conversation, and one thing we all agree is that Afrobeats we just scratch the surface. Our people they see the money, but it just starts.
Yeah.
We don't say more opportunities they great artists they come we they refine the beats
just
also
start to-
because I realize say the beat pattern don't change from like 5 years ago to something where they a bit fast we they hear a lot of all the elements.
But you know, see Charlie
For those
Poppy. Man, we don't sing song since 1970
With
something.
the refiner.
We
now.
refine our
Flavor they
come.
do the same thing. For real.
Yeah.
We bring our
Refining
come back.
beats.
So we know that the opportunity is there.
Mo ti gbọ́ pé ọdún eégún gan tán ti ṣe àwọn ọdún eégún tán ti ṣe tipẹ́tipẹ́ tán ti ṣe ìlú ẹ̀ wọ́n máa fi ṣe Afrobeat very soon. They whine me. So don't worry.
Big shout out to everyone on this
you.
episode.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for showing up Afro Rolls. We truly appreciate your insights into the world of Afrobeats, and hopefully we get to bring you back in the nearest future.
Thanks, Afro. I appreciate your time today.
Thank you, Afro.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Rose.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Peace out.